space because I'm very excited for our next performer, and I think you are too. Big round of applause. First time performing, Caitlin Andrews.
Again for, I think it's Chad.
Right.
It's Harry Potter! But I was actually kind of upset about that you said that you were old, and then you said that you were in Generation X, because I'm in Generation X, and I'm not old. And then he was like, oh, it's because we're just nothing, we didn't fill out the form. I was like, no, man, I thought that was because we were all really good at algebra. And I'm actually being serious, that I thought that is why we got Generation X, because you solve for X. I don't know, so I'm a nerd, okay?
Yeah!
And I'm old, but I love being a mother. And that was the thing I always wanted to be when I was little. And you go to school, and your teachers are like, what are you going to be when you grow up? And people would say, I'm going to be an astronaut, and I'm going to be a fireman, I'm going to be a physicist. And I was like, I'm going to be a mother. Because I didn't really understand economics. Right? But seriously, it is all I ever wanted to be. So when I was 8 years old, my Elizabeth was born. Okay? Now, from my mother's body and not mine, I know. But the thing is I was really upset about that because I wanted Elizabeth to be my baby. Okay? So whenever we went out to the mall or to church, I would grab her from my mother and I would walk ahead like this, like trying to get enough room between me and that old lady with the diaper bag. Because I was pretty sure if I could get some space, people would think that I was a prepubescent mother, unwed. And when she got a little older and she could kind of hold up her own neck, I would fling her over onto one hip and stick my hip out really far because real women have hips. And then, here's the key, is I would suck my stomach in as far as it could go until my ribs stuck out like this. I think I don't stick out as much anymore. But imagine that they really stuck out because then people would think that they were boobs. The kind with nipples that milk came out of. Now, you might think, Caitlin, that's ridiculous. They're not even in the right place. And I would say, you are wrong. Because when you are 8 years old and a mother, your boobs get a little saggy. So I was an 8-year-old, prepubescent, unwed mother with saggy boobs. I mean, it was my passion and I was going after it. Now, actually, it took me 25 years before I could achieve the goal of being an unwed mother. And I did it twice because I don't learn lessons very quickly. And the thing is it's way different than I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought motherhood was going to be like this. And really, some of you might know, it's a lot more like this. Okay? Because, and I'm in this stage right now in my life because I'm terrified that my 4-year-old, these are the 4-year-old preschool teachers. I'm terrified that he's a psychopath. Okay, I've talked to them about it. And now some of you are going to say, oh, I know little boys, they're just wide open. Oh, like little criminals. And that is not what I mean. I mean psychopath. I have looked it up and listened to the podcast. And the thing that struck me while I was doing my research was the mothers, okay? Now, all of these mothers of these psychopaths, I think they're doing a pretty good job. Right? So, like, let's think. The Zodiac Killer. He's doing his homework, okay? He's like good at math. He's probably doing crossword puzzles at the table with his mother at night. Okay, Ted Bundy. He shakes everybody's hands. He looks at you in the eye. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. He's got the manners. She's thinking, I'm doing a pretty good job. Okay? All right. And then you got, who do you got? What's his name? I've said this to you enough times.
God, don't do that to me.
Yes, Dahmer! Thank you! Jeez! Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, so like he eats people, right? So that part's not good. But he wraps up his leftovers and he puts them in the freezer for later. Right? I mean, these women are winning, okay? And I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got to be vigilant because this is important for all of you. And so I get 2 cats because I need an early warning system. Right? So I get 2 cats because I have 2 sons. I have an 8-year-old and I have a psychopath. And they sort of section themselves off. My 8-year-old, he kind of has 1 cat that he prefers, and my psychopath has his cat. And they're really separate. They're like the Crips and the Bloods. They don't really mingle a lot in the house. And so we carry on life. I'm watching for the signals. And then I'm walking through the living room, and I'm like, stop kicking your brother's cat. Right? There's no more screen time for you. Because that's all you can do, is take away screen time, okay? You can't spank them, because that would give them anger management issues. And you can't put them in timeout. I've read all of the literature, because that's going to give them antisocial anxiety tendencies, something, right? And I can't berate him, because although I do want to prevent another serial killer from entering the justice system, I do not want to be his first victim. So it's a very thin line I'm playing here. Okay, so no more screen time for you. And he says, he's 4, says, I forgot to tell you, we're all at home because his older brother's a little sick and he's watching TV in the background. This is an important detail. So he says,
I want to go see what my brother doing.
and I say, no, because your brother's in the back room watching TV because he's sick. He says, looking at me,
I want to go see what my brother doing, but I can't because he is sick.
Now I don't know if you noticed what he did there, right? He kind of changed it a little bit. And that is a classic narcissist technique. And it's called arguing in bad faith. You can look it up, okay? And now I know what to do about this because I've been doing the research. And I say, honey, you're right that your brother is sick and he's watching television. But most importantly, your brother didn't hit the cat. And so he can watch TV, but you hit the cat and you cannot. See, I've got all my words, we're making it real clear, and he's just looking at me. Because he can look down at me, even though he's only this tall. And I sort of see him scratching a tick mark in the cement prison wall of his brain. And I think that that tick mark means I've won. That's not what it means. So a little later, I'm coming through the room again, and I'm like, stop peeing on your brother's cat. And I gotta like get things together. Okay, because it hurts the cat's body and it makes him sad. I'm trying to get some empathy. This is what psychopathic serial killers don't have, is empathy. It makes him sad, like you can be sad. It's just poor cat. And he says,
I want my brother's cat to be dead.
and I'm not kidding, like you can't make this up. Okay. And I want only my cat. And as he says this, he's got my eyes, and he starts walking across the room towards the hallway where his cat is laying, and he's reaching to his cat, and his fingers are almost there when that cat runs away. And suddenly, my 4-year-old is adorable. And his lip is going because he has very big lips, and he's crying. And he says, "Why my cat run away?" And I'm thinking, this is my chance. And I say, honey, cats talk. And you have hit your brother's cat, and you've peed on your brother's cat. And he's told your cat about this, and now your cat is afraid of you and thinks that you might hurt him too. So really, you just need to be nice to all the cats. And he comes over and he puts his head on my shoulder and he just kind of cries a little. I mean, he's 4. He's adorable. And I think it's gonna be okay. So I'm making dinner and my psychopath is coloring at the kitchen table. And into the room come the 2 cats. Head over heels, they get like the dizzies or the whatever it is, and their legs are going like this on each other, and one has the ear in his mouth. I mean, this looks dire, right? I mean, these cats are just really going at it. And my 4-year-old stands up and he says, "Stop!
I know you're talking about me."